Hello everybody, I'm Nora Burrows. Today I'm going to work on this bird panel block exchange that I'm doing with my friend Muna. If you're not familiar with this project, 2 videos ago I explained this block exchange that we're doing. It's called Panel Block Exchange, so you can get caught up there. I was really not sure what to do next. I had an idea, I really didn't like it. I've been thinking about it a lot. I was really stuck, but I think I'm unstuck. I think I know what I'm gonna do. Let me show you what I'm thinking. So as I explained in that other video, what I need to do next is add a border onto this piece. This is a piece that my friend Muna made and I need to add onto it. So this is a fabric that Muna and I picked out together. This is one that I just had in my stash and I think I want to use both of these. So I haven't totally flushed out my idea here, but this is kind of what I'm thinking. Over here, I have a bunch of my teeny tiny scraps. And in here, there are a lot of strips. I think this whole bag actually is strips. So I thought that I would take some of the green strips, sew them all together, sew those strips on together, and then use this diamond template to cut out a piece from that strip unit. It wouldn't be this full diamond, it might be one of, I might like leave it here so that it's smaller, and then use that as borders. This would be the background. Then I would have my green strips in the diamond that I could do on each side, and then somehow work in this pink as well. So let me go ahead and pull all of my green strips, see what we have, and take it from there. I pulled a bunch of green strips as well as some yellows and a couple of teals here. I may not use the teals, but we'll have to see. What I'm gonna do is iron all of these pieces and then put like lengths together, so strips that are of similar length together, and then sew them up. Here are my pieces, ironed and organized by size. I think that what I'm gonna do is take out this teal one over here. This one is teal, but I think it has enough of the correct green that I'm okay with that one, at least for now. But I am gonna take out this one and I'm gonna take out this one. And I think that looks better like that. So I have the yellows, the golds, the greens, and then this is the fabric that it would be going up against, which I don't think is enough contrast. So I may try and get some of the darker greens towards the outside of that diamond piece, but I'm not sure logistically how I'm gonna make that work, but we'll see. For now, I'm just gonna start sewing some of these pieces together. I have here a variety of strips, different widths and lengths and such. What I'm gonna do is take my diamond ruler and cut a bunch of different diamonds in a variety of sizes. This is the fun part. It's kind of like magic and a big surprise. You don't know what you're gonna get. So I'm also gonna cut them in different directions. So for example, this one here, I may make the diamond go up and down with the stripes going up and down. This one, I may make the diamond go with the stripes going sideways. I might tilt it to make them on the diagonal. I'm not really sure. I'm just gonna play around a little bit and see what happens. I'm gonna start with cutting this out here, right along this diamond line. And then as you can see, I'll have some empty space on either side, but I can add pieces after I cut it. Now I'll spin my template around and cut the bottom part here. So for this, I just need to add a little bit on either side and then I'll trim this up again. But there's the beginning of one. For this, I'm kind of tilting it a little bit just to experiment and see kind of how it will look. Nothing here, you know, has to be permanent. I can always redo pieces if I don't like it. But I am ending up with kind of these interesting scraps here. So here's this one. This is kind of an interesting piece. Let's look at it compared to the other one, this unfinished one. They're pretty cool. Do I like that these lines are going kind of all different ways? I'm not sure yet. Let's keep cutting and see what else we come up with. This one I'm going to make a little bit smaller, but again, on the diagonal here. All right, there's the smaller one. Let's take a look at these. Okay, kind of interesting. I have two more strips to cut. Here's what I'm thinking at this point. So I have cut 4 of these diamonds to be all the same size. As you know, initially I was cutting them to be all different sizes, but it was just looking to be kind of too confusing and all over the place visually. So I cut them all to be the same size. I figured I'd have one on each side. This would be the background here is this gray. And then this pink here, I would do a little tiny inner border of the pink to pull out some of the colors in the flowers there. But I wanted to add a little more definition. So I was thinking I would do a little border around each, just a little 1/2-inch border, finished 1/2 inch around each diamond. I was also considering that in each corner, I would do a diamond. But we'll see. So I have to think of, I want something a little darker, a little dark here. So I was thinking maybe this here, which looks nice, but I think that it might be a little bit too close physically to Muna's inner border. I mean, it might look kind of cool to have them close together to have a little theme and variation, but it also might just look, like a lot of that fabric. So I have some other choices. So I have this here, which is similar colors to the one that I just showed you, but it's a little bit different. I have to say, at this point, everything, this is looking a little drab to me. I do feel that maybe I need something to brighten it up a little bit. But let's keep looking. The other choices really aren't that much better, but let's see. This is kind of pulling in the green. This might be a little bit better. But again, I'm just not feeling it. Let me get a little closer here so you can see these fabrics a little bit better. So I'm not really loving that either. That's basically the choices that I have right in front of me. Let me think. I do happen to just have this fabric sitting here that was from that haul last week. And that would really brighten it up, but I think it would be like too different. Let me see what else I can go find. I could do this stripe for the inner border, which is what I had initially been thinking of in that last video when we were talking about this project. And then I could do the pink around here. I don't know. I'm stuck. I actually feel like the pink is kind of not going. This I don't mind. This I think actually brightens it up a little bit, and it's the correct colors. What if I went back to this one? I do feel like it needs that pink somewhere. Honestly, I kind of feel like those greens, all these pieces that I made, I kind of feel like they don't go with this piece at all. I think that's the problem. I think that these greens don't go with that. So maybe I'll save these for when I receive my block back, because this coloring without them is much better. That looks really good. Maybe what I'll do, which is a little heartbreaking because I just did all that piecing. What if I did all my diamonds, I did all 4 diamonds in this. I think it doesn't need the pink. What if I just did them in that? I think maybe that's the way to go. I could do an outer border of this pink. Here is the new plan, and I'm feeling a little bit better. For a while there, as I was making this block, I actually was not happy, and I was going to stop because you really shouldn't, well, you should do whatever you want, but I don't find that I want to be quilting when I'm unhappy. Like if the quilting is making me unhappy, I'd rather be doing something else. Like I might as well clean the house. But I did. I pushed forward, I kept going, and now I'm feeling a lot better. So what I'm thinking is of doing a little bit of this stripe on each side, but then each one of the corners will have this pink. So it'll be just a little pop of pink in the corners. And then I was thinking that perhaps, and I'm not sold on this yet, but again, this would be my triangle in each corner, with this being the background. I'd extend the background up and down for each side. And then I have this bird fabric here. So I was thinking I could put one of these birds as a cornerstone in each corner. So that's what I'm thinking about, but I'm just gonna keep going, make these diamonds, make the fabric to extend up and down, cut this little border piece here, and then see how I'm feeling about those birds. Here's where I'm at now. Some of these triangles, I was just going so fast because I was so agitated that they don't, you know, the points would get cut off. Like, see how this one here, it kind of dips down. So if I were to cut that, I have no seam allowance, or I have no 1/4 inch here for any seam allowance. So I was kind of thinking about just embracing that kind of wonkiness, and instead of having like nice clean cut lines with like another piece coming down here, why don't I just use some of these like scraps, and I can even like make it at a diagonal, and I have to put another piece there, and I would just kind of piece the rest of it in a very like weird fashion, you know? So I don't know, I might do that just because that's kind of how I'm feeling. Like this one over here, I could just add a piece kind of like that, you know, and then add another piece and keep going, and it would add all of these seams, but the seams might look kind of cool. I'm also thinking about just taking these fabrics out and just having it be like this. I'm still not sold on that bird in the corner, but let me keep working on these pieces here and then see. What I'm thinking in this moment is maybe this doesn't need any cornerstones. Maybe I can just continue it on in this kind of gray spackled background fabric. I really like these diamonds. I'm actually surprisingly pleased with this piece, so hopefully I don't totally mess it up. But I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to just continue these side pieces up and down. I'll attach the top and the bottom, then attach the sides, and then call it a day. The block is done. I actually don't hate it. And I don't miss that there's nothing going on in the corners. I thought that it would look a little empty, but I actually don't think it does. And, you know, I like that I added in all this kind of weird piecing here. Like, you can see this like diagonal triangle here. And up here, there's like a little piece, and over here that's on the diagonal. So I actually think that adds a little bit of interest, and I was almost tempted to chop this up a little bit and add even more seams, but I'm not going to do that because I am so done with this block emotionally. I feel tired, and you know, I'm glad with the outcome, but this was a lot. What am I going to do with those other pieces? I have not only like these pieces that I was using, which if we just put these down, I think that it's so much, what I ended up with is so much better than what it would have been with these. But what am I gonna do with these? I have not only these, but I also have like the pieces that I cut off. So I have like triangle shapes and stuff. So I have an idea. Make sure to subscribe so that you can see what I do with these, because I'm super excited with an upcoming project that I just thought of. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.